You could spend months chasing someone who gave you mixed signals, wondering what they meant, replaying every conversation, feeling every high and every low. But then, someone genuinely kind comes along. He's emotionally available. He communicates clearly. He doesn't play games. He reaches for your hand. And instead of relief, you feel almost nothing. You start questioning yourself. Maybe the chemistry just isn't there. Maybe I'm not attracted to him. Maybe something is missing. But what if what's missing isn't love? What if it's danger? Because your nervous system doesn't ask, is this person good for me? It asks something much older. Does this feel familiar? Let's discuss why healthy love can sometimes feel emotionally numb, why chaos can feel magnetic, and why the very moment you think you've lost feeling may actually be the moment your nervous system has decided to protect those feelings. Because sometimes the biggest obstacle to intimacy isn't the person sitting across from you. It's the invisible system inside you that's still trying to survive a world that no longer exists. Imagine you're sitting across from a good man who's done everything right. The conversation flows effortlessly. You feel respected, seen, safe. He reaches across the table and gently takes your hand. Nothing threatening happens. No argument, no manipulation, no pressure. And yet something shifts, not around you, but inside you. It's subtle enough that you almost miss it. A quiet click, like an enormous steel vault door sliding shut somewhere deep within your chest. A second ago you were present. Now you're observing yourself from a distance. You can still smile, still answer questions, still look engaged, but emotionally, it's as though someone lowered a thick glass pane between you and the moment. Most women who experience this come to the same conclusion. I must not have feelings for him. It's an understandable conclusion. It's also usually the wrong one, because attraction doesn't disappear in a single heartbeat. Safety does, or at least your nervous system believes it has. One of the greatest misunderstandings in modern relationships is assuming that emotions always tell us the truth. Sometimes they're telling us a story. A woman once described it this way. She said, "Nothing bad happened. He wasn't controlling. He wasn't distant. He simply looked at me with genuine affection. And somehow, that frightened me more than every toxic relationship I'd ever survived." At first, she thought she was losing interest. She wasn't. She was experiencing something she'd almost never felt before: emotional safety. Here's the problem. Your nervous system doesn't automatically trust what's healthy. It trusts what's familiar. If chaos was familiar, peace can feel suspicious. If inconsistency was normal, consistency can feel uncomfortable. Most people describe this as shutting down. Psychology often calls it emotional suppression. But even that description misses something important. Suppression sounds like a choice, as though one part of you consciously decides to hide the other. That isn't what usually happens. Think of it as the inner vault. A vault built to protect something valuable. Your nervous system works the same way. Every meaningful relationship you've ever experienced has quietly taught you something. If love was met with criticism, if vulnerability was followed by rejection, if expressing your needs made someone withdraw, your brain reached a perfectly logical conclusion: being open is dangerous. The remarkable thing about your nervous system is that it doesn't care whether its rules make you happy. It only cares whether they keep you safe. And once those rules are written, they become predictions. That's why your reactions often arrive before your thoughts. Long before your conscious mind has decided whether someone can be trusted, your body has already made its prediction, not based on who's standing in front of you, but based on who stood in front of you years ago, an ex-partner, or even a parent. And that's why simply telling yourself this person is safe rarely changes anything. Insights speak to the mind. Prediction lives in the body. One of the cruelest parts of this pattern is that it creates a deep sense of self-doubt. You begin questioning your instincts. Am I settling? Am I asking for too much? Why did I feel more alive with someone who treated me poorly? Because intensity and intimacy are not the same experience. Intensity activates your nervous system. Intimacy relaxes it. If your body has spent years equating activation with love, calm can feel strangely empty because it is unfamiliar, and unfamiliarity has a way of feeling suspicious. To the outside world, the sudden withdrawal, the silence, and the flat expression appear to be indifference. It leads people to assume that avoidants are cold, uncaring, or entirely unaffected by other people's pain. But that is a profound misunderstanding of human defense systems. Behind that steel vault, the nervous system isn't resting in peaceful detachment. Clinical research reveals that when the immediate threat of closeness recedes, or when their defenses finally feel safe enough to rest, avoidant individuals are often flooded with immense guilt, toxic shame, and remorse. They feel the loss, they grieve the disconnect. But because they have been deeply conditioned to believe that showing pain is dangerous, they carry this heavy remorse in absolute silence. The vault doesn't lock because they don't care. It locks because they care so much they don't know how to deal with it. Eventually, the vault changes more than just your relationships. It changes your identity. Without realizing it, you begin building your life around one belief. If I don't need anyone, no one can hurt me. At first, it feels empowering. You become exceptionally capable, reliable, and independent. The woman everyone admires because she never seems to fall apart. You solve your own problems, carry your own burdens, need very little from anyone. The world rewards this version of you, but there is a quiet cost. Self-sufficiency can create safety, but it cannot create closeness. Because intimacy requires dependence in small, healthy doses. The courage to let another person matter. That's often the hardest part, not trusting someone else, just yourself. Here's the irony. Healthy partners usually respond to emotional distance with patience. They don't chase. They don't manipulate. They simply give space. But an overprotective nervous system often misreads that space as abandonment. See? People always leave. Without realizing it, the vault uses healthy behavior as evidence that it should stay closed. This is how wounds quietly recreate themselves, not because history repeats, but because predictions do. And this is why the type of partner you choose matters so deeply. An unhealed avoidance system is naturally drawn to high-intensity, chaotic dynamics because the drama feels familiar. But to thrive, you need a partner who acts as an emotionally regulated anchor. Someone who doesn't take your silence as a personal attack. A partner who can look at your steel vault, step back without abandoning you, and say, I see you need space, and I'll be right here when you're ready to open the door. They don't chase you, and they don't punish you. Their stability slowly proves to your nervous system that it is safe to come out. One of the biggest misconceptions about healing is believing that intellectual insight automatically changes your behavior. It rarely does. Your conscious mind can analyze your relationship perfectly, while your nervous system continues responding to a 15-year-old reality. That's why self-awareness can feel so frustrating. You know exactly what's happening, but you can't stop your body from freezing. Awareness is the blueprint, but healing only begins when your body experiences enough consistent safety to rewrite its predictions. So how do you open a vault that has spent years trying to protect you? Not by forcing it, not by tearing it down, and certainly not by shaming yourself every time it closes. Healing doesn't begin with courage, it begins with curiosity. The next time you notice yourself pulling away from someone who has shown genuine affection, resist the urge to immediately explain it away. Don't decide the relationship is wrong. Don't convince yourself that the spark is gone. Simply ask a different question. What is my nervous system trying to protect me from right now? That question shifts your attention away from judging yourself and towards understanding yourself. The goal isn't to become fearless. The goal is to practice microdosing intimacy to give your body new evidence. Evidence that vulnerability doesn't always end in humiliation. That expressing a need doesn't always push people away. That disagreement doesn't always end in abandonment. It is noticing when their warmth, a gentle touch, a warm gaze, or a word of genuine affection triggers the urge to pull away, and choosing to stay present with it for just one moment longer than you normally would. It is accepting a compliment without dismissing it, or reaching for someone's hand instead of waiting for them to reach for yours. And if you can find the courage to push past the fear of looking weak, you might even take the step of letting your partner in on what's happening, not to over-explain yourself, but to simply let them know you feel overwhelmed and need a moment to reset, rather than leaving them guessing behind a wall of silence. These aren't dramatic breakthroughs, they are quiet recalibrations. Your nervous system doesn't heal because you understand trauma. It heals because over time it experiences enough moments where its old predictions fail to come true. Slowly but surely, the vault stops expecting an attack every time someone gets too close. People often confuse boundaries with emotional walls, but they aren't the same thing. Boundaries protect connection. Walls prevent it. Healthy people have boundaries. Wounded people often build walls because walls feel safer. But walls don't just keep pain out. They keep love out too. Healing isn't becoming someone who trusts everyone. It's becoming someone who no longer has to fear being known. At the beginning of this briefing, I asked why healthy relationships can sometimes make you feel emotionally numb. The answer was never that something is wrong with you. It was that your nervous system learned to confuse what is safe with what is familiar. For years, it has been trying to protect the version of you that once needed those defenses. And perhaps it did exactly what it was supposed to do. But survival strategies are not meant to be permanent identities. You are not the vault. You are the person who built it, which means you are also the person who can decide who earns access. Not everyone deserves your trust. Not everyone deserves your vulnerability. But your past also doesn't get to decide that no one ever will. If today's briefing felt uncomfortably familiar, don't take it as proof that you're broken. Take it as proof that you finally found language for something your body has been carrying in silence. To help you begin mapping these defenses without judgment, I have a free attachment style audit to help you identify the defenses your nervous system relies on. Think of it not as a cold clinical metric, but as a compass to help you locate exactly where your body is still holding on to the past. It is a gentle first step you can take entirely on your own. And if necessary, taking that map to a therapist can help you safely navigate the rest of the way. You'll find it linked in the description below. Healing doesn't begin the day you stop protecting yourself. It begins the day you stop protecting yourself from the people who look at you with genuine affection. Know yourself. Choose better.